Hi, guys. Welcome to Parawoman Radio. I'm Amy. Today, we're going to dive into the mysterious WattsHouse. Sorry about that, you guys. Hi, guys. Welcome to Parawoman Radio. I'm Amy. Today, we're diving into the mysterious WattsHouse and exploring the possibilities of it being haunted. What secrets lie within its walls? Did NK start the whole thing by placing a crystal? Yeah, and a book under Sweet Bella's bed? Join us as we uncover the truth on this special Dragonfly Members Live episode, exclusively on Parawoman Radio. Let's get ready for an exciting journey. I did decide to make it open and public for everyone so that you can kind of see what goes on with the Dragonfly Live. I'm going to roll some credits and I'll see you in just a minute. And I love you guys. Para Women Radio, I'm Amy.
I don't think the rain can wash this away. This wound is too deep to heal now. But don't worry about me, I'll paint on my smile. This world is too shallow to drown me. There is the moon hanging low. I see that wonderful orange glow smiling at me straight through the rain. That old comfort I know keeps calling. Wish that the night would swallow this day, and the clouds wouldn't steal the moon from me. But the rain starts to fall, and the moon fades away. This wound is too deep to heal now.
Okay, everyone, I'm super excited to talk to you. Good morning from Montana. Good morning. And good morning from a very rainy day in Florida. I don't have my microphone. This is just going to be a very laid back because this is supposed to be a Dragonfly Live. I got the little June bug with me. He's kind of sleepy. I think he's going to take a nap. And we're going to talk about the house, more about the house. What? You ready to talk about the house? What do you think about the haunted house? Is it haunted? Oh, yeah, I know you like to snuggle, snuggle, baby. Do you think the house is a snuggle, snuggle, baby house? Hello, Utter from Australia. Yeah, Junie's gonna snuggle snuggle in the house. I don't think you want to snuggle snuggle in that house, baby. You stay here with mommy and snuggle snuggle. Okay? Okay, guys, we're gonna get started. Let me get my screen ready. I'm super hungry. I should have eaten before this, but I didn't. I also made my whole picture bigger on my laptop, but now everything is like I have to find it because it's so big. So I have to go back, I think, to the regular size. and just get some glasses that aren't readers. If you guys could start that algorithm dance party that I like to do, just start warming up your fingers and dancing them up to the thumbs up button, helps me dance out into the algorithm party out there. Just bring more people back to the party. It's just a free way to help me out, and it's really, really appreciated. Other free ways would be subscribing. That's totally free. Watching page ads, stuff like that helps me out. Sharing my page, sharing my videos, things like that. Any little thing helps. And it's really, really appreciated. So I wanted to talk about Nicole Cassinger and what part she had possibly in making the WattsHouse haunted. So first, we're going to talk about her. Let me find, like, no. No. Yep. Okay. Okay. I'm going to have to just make my screen. I'm going to have to stop sharing and then just go into my laptop and make my whole screen smaller. So, if this were a regular Dragonfly live and I was only doing it to my dragonflies, I would feel self-conscious, but because I made the action to make this public, things go wrong. But let me go in and make my font size just normal. There, let's see if that does the trick. Let me share my screen. I sure hope you're going to take a little nap, my friend. Where is the... All right, we're not going to show this because I can't turn off the music. So we're going to do this instead. So we know that Nicole Cassinger was in the house, right? We all agree that at one point NK was in the Watts house.
In this perfect family, I don't know why you wouldn't want to try to work things out with your wife.
I did. We both did. It's just we're two different people.
Well, you have this great house and this perfect family. I don't know why you wouldn't want to.
So the mainstream media would like us to believe that this is how NK really is. Very demure, and I can't believe you want to break up your family, and I really want to try to help you keep your family, and yada, 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 yada. But here, a lot of people say that night that the ponytail gives her away in this footage that the neighbor had of Chris walking back and forth to his garage. Thank you guys for the thumbs up. That's really, really appreciated. So here we have her walking out. This, and it almost seems like she's got women's jeans on too, because you know how they taper more than men's do. So I do see like in the jeans and then in the gait, it's all just a little bit different, right? Here's the glasses, the ponytail, and then here we have the person walking out. It's so hard because it's blown up so much. It's just really hard. But the gait seems like a female gait. You know, when they analyze the Bigfoot stuff, they look at the gait. And I found a video of, hi Mary Beth, of Nicole Cassinger walking out of Chris Watt's garage, and they have little diagrams that we can look at. Fabulous. Okay, here we go. The way men and women walk are different. We all know that. There are subtle differences between a man and a woman's walk. These differences are referred to as a person's gait. Gender differences found in walking. So there are differences between a man and a woman when they walk. Well, generally, I should say. Yeah. Here, the article describes some of the differences. The way men and women walk is vaguely different, and we can blame that on evolution. While men's physiques are more rigid, women with their feminine body structures tend to walk more slowly. Walking for men has mostly been reserved for fulfilling a specific function rather than thinking it is exercise. Men tend to take larger strides and walk with their legs farther apart. This results in more side to side movement, which may be why men are more prone to move their arms and shoulders when they walk than women. Women tend to take shorter strides and keep their legs closer together. The morning of the unaliving, Chris Watts was captured on a neighbor's CCTV. It's Nate's, we know that. It was a motion detected. So the clip you're about to see had already been triggered by movement. So they're putting up the concept that if it's not Chris, who was it? So they're saying this is the first person they see, meaning someone had triggered the motion detection. They're not saying who it was. But the person is walking back and forth. Is it Chris or is it someone else? So they're going to bring it in lighter and you can see clear. That looked like Chris that walked out, because he has more of a longer gait, and he actually has more of a like kind of a pep in his step, I would say. More of a bounce. And at first, when I saw it, it was really dark. I was more prone to be like, that's Chris. That's Chris. But then when I thought about it, I'm like, everybody said that they saw the little shadow of Bella, and everyone was like, no, that's just Chris. That's just Chris. We know it was Bella because Chris later said that Bella ran out, and yeah, so I am thinking that it could very well be NK. So now they're going to play some side by side for us. So this person is more forward leaning to me than Chris. I'm just going to say that the one on the right is Chris. The one on the left, different. Do you think they purposely all dressed alike because of this very thing? What do you guys think? Does it look like somebody else? And if it does look like somebody else, who do you think it is? Let's see what you guys are saying. Women's hips and pelvises are wider for childbearing, and it makes women move more fluidly than men. Hold on, you guys. I've got to plug in my laptop. I forgot. I didn't have it plugged in. Hold on 1 second. I'm just much more relaxed with the Dragonfly lives. I didn't expect to go to make it public, but I did. And here we are. I need 1 or 2 more of these. Junie, you're blocking everything. I need 1 or more of these 2 like sparkly things behind me because I just need 1 more or 2 more because it bothers me, the unevenness. It just drives me crazy. Junie. We're going to whisper. Whisper, baby. Yeah, whisper. Footwear is different. This is good. I've not seen it before. Yay. This one in the right looks like Chris. Yeah, it definitely looks like Chris. So I'm just going to call it Chris. Not this light. Don't be nice now. Junie, be good baby. Do you hear me? Be a baby. Shoot. There. Anyway, see, the unevenness of it drives me crazy. Anyway, anyone else like that? Like you'll work with something for an hour just so it looks even? Don't get me started on my bangs. I had the lady that helps me do my floors cut my hair. She's not a hairdresser, but I got these. I got a sponsorship. It's Sugar Bear vitamins, and it couldn't come too soon because wow. Anyway, getting back. So we know, or we have heard, I've heard that NK put something under Bella's bed, right? And so we're going to look at that. What? We'll get the tweets afterwards, okay, baby? Mommy's got to do this and then we'll do the tweets, okay? I promise. You got to wait. Nope.
A clip in regards to the Christopher Watts case. I know there's a lot of recent talk about basically Cato's coming out and she's speaking about a crystal that was found, and I'm thinking it's being said it was underneath Cece's bed, but in fact I'm going to show you where
it was. My understanding is it was under Bella's bed.
Dogs, the canine dogs, done the search at the home, and the dog did show interest under Bella's bed, and a book and a rock were found under Bella's bed, as you'll see in the clip I'm getting ready to play for you. So crystal rock, I don't know. I don't mess with crystals. So, I don't know if the officer just called it a rock or if it was in fact a crystal, but you will specifically hear her saying that there's a book under the bed and a rock under the bed. But let's have a listen.
What's that? Yep. See if you can go in. Here. Got a book under there. And a rock.
Okay,
Hello.
so we just heard her say we got a book under there and a rock.
What's that? Yep. See if you can go in. Here. Got a book under there. And a rock. Hello.
Let's have a listen again.
Got a book under there. Here. Got a book under there. And a rock. Hello. Book. No storage or nothing. Now see, this is a bed though, so sun will go down. You think somebody's sleeping in there. Oh, that was my glasses. Now, did you get everything? Yeah, do you want me to pull the book out? It's literally right here.
Oh.
That's it? Uh-huh.
So I saw they pull out the book, but I wish we had been able to see the rock better.
Okay, that's what it is. I'm going to step back in the laundry room for a second.
Okay.
Um,
All right, and I'm going.
So we don't see the rock ever, which I wish that we could see, because it would be really nice to see the rock, right? Yeah, the poor dog was almost hysterical. You're right about what he was picking up, and they just disregarded the dogs left and right. It's just, I don't understand it. Hold on. Do you guys understand it? Yes, visual is important, especially with things like, so you get needing the sparkles. The sparkles, as probably Junie would call it. I need sparkles. So I thought we would look at this woman. And she talks about 2825 Saratoga Trail up for sale again. Is it haunted? We won't watch it all. I and or I will speed it up and stop it. I will put the link to everything we're viewing down in the description. And I encourage you to go watch it on your own. I must do this for fair play use. And I hope you understand. Before we go into that video, I wanted to show you first this. Chris Watts, and this is old, but it has comments that I wanted to show you. Chris Watts on a live house sold. New owners try to placate spirits of the dead. We hope to honor you in this home. This is Mrs. Miller. We hope to honor you in this home you once called yours and to fill it with smiles as you did, they wrote. Thank you for making this a peaceful home. Peace and love are all we have felt since the moment we first walked through your door. Because of you, we hope to have you alongside us in this new chapter. So in the comments, people are talking. My vision is that it sinks into the ground like the house in Poltergeist. I thought the photo that I created today for it sort of reminded me of that house in Poltergeist. Another person, I'll just keep that up so you guys can see it. Another person goes on to say, you know, sometimes it's better just to say nothing at all. Another person says, Shanann's ghost will probably haunt that family by giving messages regarding Thrive, which was the shady MLM she was involved in. If they get a Ouija board, the first message will be, hey, hun, want to be your own boss? A bunch of anti-MLM people, which is funny. I wanted to say something about how this is the place where our beloved Prince ate, shat, and spilled his precious loads, but I won't, out of respect for the mama and the tot. Rest in peace. So there's a lot of stuff like that. There was one about Chris Watts's throbbing member visiting them at night, and it goes on and on. Shite happens. More famous murder houses than this one get resold all the time. Who's living in the La Blanca house now? Who owns the John List house? What happened to the nurse dorms visited by Spock? Some get torn down like Gacy and Dahmer, but Dean Corll's house stood for almost 50 years before recently being demolished. Was it empty all the time? Chances are that at some point you lived at a place where death came violently, unalive murder, or you're living there right now. I don't know if I ever told you guys the story about the home I lived in that was supposed to be haunted, and the lady told me that a man died in it, an older man, and that he likes this angel statue that they had on the front porch. And she's like, just don't move it and everything will be fine. And so I never moved it. But then I got this crazy roommate. I had met her at a convention. I was doing Victorian death rites, and I did a steampunk convention, and she played the harp. She over the loudspeaker the whole weekend, she played the harp, and it was beautiful. And she, seemed fine and upbeat, and yeah. So I needed a roommate, and we became roommates. And one day I went to work and I came home and she had redecorated my room, my bedroom. That's what I was dealing with. She had told me that her ex-boyfriend had sprinkled, not crack, but meth, had sprinkled meth on the light bulbs. And when you turned on the light bulbs, he was trying to kill her. He was trying to get her addicted to meth too. When she told me that, I was like, uh-oh. Uh-oh, SpaghettiOs. So anyways, I couldn't take it. I couldn't take it. I was getting really sick. I was starting to get really sick at that time. And and she wasn't paying me rent. It was like this big thing where, she's going to do this Renaissance festival at the end of the summer, and she's going to pay me big money. And the Renaissance festival was here. She wasn't paying me anything. I couldn't afford it anymore. So I moved out, and she moved the angel. And a week later, she was found dead on the front porch. A week after I had moved out. She had started telling everybody that I was sprinkling because she had this asthma problem. So it was a big no smell issue for her. I couldn't wear anything, nothing could have a smell. I found out later, nothing smells. I used to put my perfume on in my car, and that wasn't good enough for her. It was too much for her. So she said that I was sprinkling potpourri on the light bulbs, trying to kill her. But anyway, she moved the angel, and a week later she passed away. Just saying, I never moved the angel. I told her the story, and I told her not to move the angel. She said that she talked to the man, and he said it was okay to move the angel. I was like, well, whatever. And so that's my story of my crazy roommate. And then people that she had told about the potpourri were starting to spread rumors that I had actually literally tried to unalive her. You haven't lived until somebody has accused you of that. I was talking to my friend who was a lawyer, and I was like, should I call the police? Should I tell them that, are they going to think this is true? And they're like, no, you were far away. Nobody unalives somebody by putting potpourri, and it's crazy. Let me see. I see Amanda has a crazy story. Amanda says, I've seen men throw flaming arrows into pregnant women in shopping stores, and then he bent down behind her and binded her at the feet to curse her unborn baby. People are evil. Yes, people are evil. That's something to see. My gosh. That's nothing compared to my story that I just told. Mary Beth says, my house was built in 1840. The front living room was used for wakes. Sometimes I smell flowers or perfume. Some hauntings are kind of like that. They're just residual type of haunting where you smell things, or every Mother's Day at midnight, the woman descends the stairs and walks, that's residual. So it sounds like it could have been more of a residual haunting. But we're going to watch this woman, and then I'm going to get something to eat. Let me make sure you're seeing it. If you're not, hold on. Okay. So this woman is, let me make it smaller so I can see who she is to tell you. This is Diary of a Mystic, and she has 2825 Saratoga Trail up for sale. Again, is it haunted?
This week, amongst other things in life, about 2825 Saratoga Trail up for sale. So come in, join me. And the Miller family is selling the home after 14 months. And I'm very intrigued by this.
There has
I
been
don't
a
know if
veil
you
lifted.
are, but it's intriguing and mysterious. And
Something has happened in our universe, and it started with the age of Aquarius when everyone was talking about that. Something changed right around that time. I think it was like in the 80s or 90s. Something changed, and even animals. There's something different about animals. So
I just kind of want to talk about it. So let's discuss.
let's
Let's discuss, shall we?
we
And
shall.
hold on a second. Let me insert my the real estate photos online. You can see the children's names on the wall.
You can see the children's names on the wall, and that's like, yes, it's free choice. We can choose evil or bad, and I don't believe that Christianity is the only religion. So um, we've been given ways that we can recognize evil and bad, evil and good, and it's our choice.
And their times of birth and all these other things. And I just thought to myself, ew, I don't know if I would be doing that. And I only say that because after such a tragedy occurred in that space, and then another family moves in, I just got a really eerie feeling about that. And is the home haunted? So let's
No,
discuss, is the home
I
haunted?
don't agree with
Now,
that.
if you've been
I don't think there's more bad than good. I don't agree with more bad people than good. It's just what you find and what you look for and what you talk about and what you do.
watching me for a while, you know that I previously lived in a haunted home
Yay!
from
You made it, Earl.
2016 to 2019. So about 3.5 years. And I have had paranormal experiences before, but I never had anything like that happen. And it wasn't just me that experienced it, it was the entire family. We also had people that would come by the home that experienced phenomena. Killer that I did was about whether or not Chris Watts was this demonic possession. And in the presence of what act that he did, in the presence of that home, uh, let's do let's go through the pictures with such emotion and energy that came out of that. Okay. It can leave behind emotional residue. Okay. It's trauma and the energy of the trauma.
I think it's also becoming a black pit. It's like sucking in emotional negativity. Like everybody talking about the house and the negativity and what's going on, and the house is almost just as big as anything else in this case, and it's just sucking in the negativity. It's like, give me more attention. I need more, I need more, I need more, I want more, I need more. And I think Nicole Cassinger started this whole pit. I really do.
And here's what the home looks like now today. If you've been watching what's been going on with the home is brighter now. They did the face of the house, it looks different. So it's maybe it's new siding. There also could have been a paint job, and it's much brighter. It doesn't have that uh, dull brown, depressing.
And we know that in the court proceedings that Mr. Miller is the one that is supposedly now living at the house because he's been given like rights to go to that house. So to me it sounds like when he has the kids, he's probably in that house with the kids and Mrs. Miller's not there. I'm guessing.
Look to it anymore. So the home itself, if you're tuning in, so the home itself, in terms of emotional residue or residual haunting, uh, is actually more common than you know or even would think about. And this home was built in 2013, so it doesn't have to be like the traditional scary, like haunted mansion for a place to be haunted. So, with what took place August 13th, 2018, there can be a lingering energy or presence
That's
attached to this
very true,
home.
Kelly.
It can also be where the events that took place, the tragedy that took place, that memory or that echo of that memory is still there. Now, I believe that Shanae's family was Catholic, so if they had brought in perhaps a Catholic priest to bless the home or any type.
I love the east side of the United States. When I lived in Michigan, I took a lot of October trips up the east side coast and around that. So I love Massachusetts.
Of
I also spent a summer in college traveling around, and I think I went to a refugee center. We worked at a refugee center in Massachusetts, or was it in Maryland? One of those two places. But we were all over the East Coast for like 2 months and a half, and it was just like one of my favorite memories of college.
cleansing of the home, I would feel would have been very appropriate. So I wanted to zoom in on the foyer, on the grand room of the home when you walk in. And this area here concerned me the most. Uh, And not as a family in terms of the idea of doing this for their children. It's eerie to me that they did this in a home that took 3 children, one child not born yet.
Why do you think they did that? Do you think at first I thought the three names were like after the Watts kids, but then I saw it was after theirs, and then not only that, but photos of them too. Like that's strange to me.
Yet. And how would that affect any type of residual energy or spirit attachment in the home? And if those spirit attachments would be attracted to this area, because it almost looks like an altar setup. It's a makeshift fireplace, but it has an altar feel here. It's more of like a memory. It looks more of like a
Yes, I wanted to visit Seattle at one point in my life, but I don't have a desire to go there anymore because, yeah. I think that we can tell that it's a huge failure to make all drugs legal. Seattle is proof of that. Gives us that proof. You
memorial.
know what? I think we kind of need to make these experiments to see if they work or not. I don't know how we're going to fix Seattle, but I think that we need to see what works and what doesn't work. I'll
After
stop interrupting now.
14 months. And I'm very intrigued by this.
Bucket
I
list.
don't know if you are, but it's intriguing and mysterious. And I just kind of want to talk about it.
We'll
So
talk
let's
about
discuss.
it. We're waiting.
Let's discuss, shall we? And
I'm going to move it forward.
I have had paranormal experiences before, but I never had anything like that happen. And it wasn't just me that experienced it. It was let's go through the pictures with such emotion and energy that came out of that. Children, one, regardless, the energy that is still there is still, it could still be lingering. And many times with tragic events, from my experience and from my own personal experience, there can be attachments to the event, which could be uh, almost like there's a primary spirit attachment and then it has little attachments next to it or that's attracted to it. And so I'm wondering if this display of love for their children perhaps um,
What do you guys feel? Do you feel like that display of putting the three children's name on a wall in a home that, for all intents and purposes, two children were, but three were unalived? You know, if you believe that Bella and Cece, it happened in the house. But I do feel like Cece, I've said this before, had brain damage from the first unaliving, And I think Bella was the one that suffered it worse because she was aware of what was going on. Plus, she was older. Even at that age, even being like a year and a half or 2 years older, it makes a huge difference in what you understand. And I believe Bella went through it.
Perhaps maybe was not the best idea to place into a home like this. I know they probably had a lot of love for the home. Maybe they wanted to create a sense of family and love back into the home. But I'm wondering if this area in particular, I keep zooming in on it, was messed with, okay, by any type of ghostly activity or paranormal activity. If anything on this wall at any particular time while the Millers lived there, was anything messed with in this area primarily here?
Not a huge fan of that area at all.
I'm just wondering. That's my curiosity. Uh, I could be totally off the chain with my theory, but uh, I've seen a few videos on YouTube that are asking if the home is haunted. Hold on a second. So we have this picture in particular, and then we go next into uh, the opposite end of the room, going up the stairway. So the house itself, it looks like it doesn't look anything like it did when Shanann lived there. This looks like a portrait of a train or locomotive. Uh, there's different signage on the wall.
Reminds me of that bridge where those two girls, the Delphi murders or unalivings.
Things have been painted differently. Excuse me, they have a telescope.
A telescope right next to the window that is so close to the neighbors. Like it's obviously staged.
So once again, here's pictures of their babies. Uh, I felt that I had a spirit attachment come to me from this case. So there is some real heavy.
There have been some creators, Christina Randall or Russell, I don't remember if it's Randall or Russell, and Watts the Obsession recently, I think, said something paranormal linked back from there. I have a piece of the home in, but I keep it outside just in case because I don't want any links to the house. I don't need that.
Heavy, dark energy attack.
So if I were offered to go and do a paranormal investigation, I would. It would be too much for me to like turn down, even though I'm not doing that anymore because I feel like part of my illness came from doing my paranormal work.
Attached to this case. And I'm wondering why the home is for sale again. So maybe it's not haunted. Maybe they just decided to flip the home, resell it, and make a profit. So this was once purple, and I put that video back up on my channel. It's called The Purple Room. And I did a video
I love the purple room. I'm going to have a purple ceiling one day.
about portals. I was very pulled to this room in particular. And there were videos because Shanann was so public with her life on Facebook, and she was having like a LuLaRoe or leggings, or remember the company that made the leggings? She had a video up on her Facebook page that a lot of people, everybody had her videos all over YouTube at that point, but a lot of people, she had a party in this room selling clothing.
Well, she had huge parties. They were like get-togethers where she would bring in a LuLaRoe, I forget that, or that purse company, like just a bunch of MLMs, and she would invite them to the house. And I remember this whole room was like a dress room.
Company, and the room was purple. It's not purple anymore, but it used to be purple. So I did a video about the purple room, and in this corner in particular, right next to where this mirror is now, they had a plant there, and I was always pulled to that area. This room in particular kind of has this deep recessed kind of scalloped ceiling. I don't know what it is about this room, but I just really felt pulled right there because the home was built in 2013. the Watts family, Shanann and the children had only lived there for approximately about 1 year. So they weren't in this home very long at all. In fact, the family that's moved.
Did you feel like this room had any kind of like portal pull to it? I did, when you have dark ceilings, it like takes the ceiling off your top. It makes it expansive, makes it so I could see like a portal thing, but it's also visually very appealing and it makes a room look bigger.
Years probably lived there longer than they did, which nobody's really talking about. But I'm pretty sure the home was built in 2013.
Ah.
So this is also the same area, the same room. And if you believe, or if you are interested in this type of, if you have an interest in the subject of the paranormal, and if you've asked yourself, I wonder if the home is haunted, there could be a relatively good chance that there is residual hauntings going on, or there could be any type of paranormal phenomena taking place, which would not be unusual. It would not be unusual in this space at all. I'm going to breeze through these pictures and go up the steps. So if you're tuning in, I'm doing an impromptu live here. So here we are on the ground. We were on the ground floor. Now we're on the top floor. I believe that this was Bella's room. That was Cece's room. And so once again, this home was empty for 4 years until this family moved in, until the Miller family moved in. This room over here, I remember, was like Shanann's office. And that's the room where the 2 female police officers walked in and they heard a giggle audibly from the closet. Many have debunked that as perhaps it was a baby doll or a
Okay.
toy,
I was
but
about
both
to
women
say.
heard it audibly, and it sounded like a child's giggle.
They heard it audibly because the baby doll, she knocked the box and the baby doll started doing that creepy giggle that freaking Nicole Cassinger does too. That's the weird part of it.
And this was like a day after the murders took place. Now, this was Shanann and Chris's primary bedroom. They had this huge, ginormous, I don't know if it was a king size bed, but it was a huge, what's the word? What's that called? Not a day bed. It had the great big pillars for like a canopy bed would be. So this is the room where Shanann lost her life, and the bed's in the same position. Why they would keep the bed in the same position to me is the same position that the Shanann's bed was in. This is a really large room. I don't know if I would want to recreate that and keep the bed in the same position. That's a little weird to me. I don't know.
Where would they put the bed in this room? Like, you mean flip it on the opposite wall or something? Who wants to have their bed where you can't see who's coming in the door? I guess they could put it on this far wall. What do you guys think? Yeah, the giggle was proved. But I think it's like weird that the giggle sounded like those creepy giggles that NK would put on Chris Watts's cell phone. I feel like that's the creepy part of it.
Maybe I'm the only one that's actually like questioning things.
Are you the only? Do you guys feel like the bed should be moved?
So Lauren,
Oops, sorry.
and I actually have a picture of Marilyn Monroe in my bathroom, but it's not that picture. Let's go back. So this is, I believe, one of the children's rooms. Now, this picture here.
Now, I think this is Cece's room because we had these two. We have these two windows, and if we put this on there, we can see that the two windows are pretty close together. So this would be Cece's room that we're looking at now, and then this is Bella's room. We know that So I think what we're looking at here is um, Cece's room.
Has Lauren's name on the wall. I'm not sure which room she has. She may have Bella's room or Cece's room upstairs.
Did Bella's room have two windows, or was it just one? I think that's the back playroom that we're looking at. And
Okay, and
this,
there's Emerson. So perhaps this other room here was a guest room, and maybe perhaps because the baby.
I don't know. I get confused about all this because maybe the two window one is, I don't know. Very bad feng shui to have your feet pointed to the door, is it? I don't know. I just think that I want to see if anybody's coming in my room, especially at night. Um, so
May have been sleeping with the parents in their room. So this could have been an empty room.
it's probably a guest room.
So Lauren and Emerson, it looks like this was Bella's room with the windows. I could be wrong. Or this perhaps was Cece's room. I could be wrong on that too. Now you have a family that was annihilated. The house was empty for 4 years, and then you have a new family that moves in that's kind of similar to the old family. Hey, Saban. It's kind of similar to the old family in terms of the ages of the children and the sexes of the children, with being 2 girls. Right.
Oops, did it stop?
And I'm not saying the house is haunted with Shanann's
What happened to the
ghost. I'm not even
sound?
claiming that, or saying that it's haunted by the children, the type of rug that Shanann had. I'm wondering if these are also Shanann. And then another family moves in.
Stopped hearing the sound. Did she lose her
The type
sound?
of rug that
Oh, there
Shanann
it
had.
goes.
I'm wondering if these are also Shanann's same appliances in the home.
I wonder that too, and I think it's creepy too. The same carpet.
So a lot of activity here, children's toys.
Yeah, I think something went down in the basement, and so the basement is where I would spend a lot of time if I was investigating. I would spend a lot of time in the basement and in the upstairs bedroom. Maybe the portal she's talking about is a portal in the dining room because it goes right. Doesn't it go right up to the bedroom?
What are these little things called? Little, I want to say tambourine. It's not a tambourine. What is it called?
Trampoline.
Trampoline. Oh my God. Anyway. So yeah, so this house was filled with, again, this house was filled again with children's laughter, with children's cries, with children's energies. And I'm wondering if, especially the most vulnerable would be the children, if anything perhaps affected them or happened to them, to these children. So somebody was a Broncos fan. This must be the man cave. This looks like a dad
It's like they
man
maybe
cave.
tried
He's
to
got a
make
fridge
a
in
man
here. So
cave.
yeah, this is the man cave. That's the man cave right there. And I don't think the family has any relation to anybody. Especially with having the boy in the home because she was pregnant with Nico, you know? Yeah, I don't think this family had anything to do with the judgment. I think they just bought the home as is. I think
She didn't hear about the Miller dad going to court, I obviously. So let's do this. Let's see what other people are saying.
Oh, I see it. Yeah.
This is the guy that goes bit by bit on the supposed hauntings. Hold on a second. My laptop is really thinking.
Well, I will. I'm gonna link it on my.
So we're gonna look at some of Watts the Obsession. Chris WattsHouse. Do you believe in the unbelievable, the Devil's Workshop? So, do you believe? It's kind of. I'm actually kind of surprised that Kelly from Watts the Obsession is actually considering that it might be haunted. I just looked at the time and we're at an hour. So I am going to schedule our next Dragonfly Live to go more in depth on this subject. If you want to continue on this research with me, be sure to become a member. It's $2.99 a month. We have Dragonfly Lives. I release all my videos early to the Dragonflies. I do shout outs to the Dragonflies. And we have special emojis for the Dragonflies, and we have Dragonfly emojis and all that stuff. The Dragonflies I chose because I had been seeing all over the place, and I just always feel happy when I see Dragonflies. And Dragonflies have been around since the dinosaurs. They were big as yardsticks at one point, and they have shrunk because their habitat has shrunk, and they just have been that amazing, and they have adapted. And I feel like most of us are people that are just adapting to life and just trying to live. And yeah, so you're my Dragonflies, and I love my Dragonflies, and I love my Parawoman Radio subscribers. So if you can't become a Dragonfly, totally get it. But I would love to have you as a free subscriber. Okay? I'm going to go. Let me see what you guys are saying before I go. Just keep NK out of the bed, right? And under the bed. Keep her from out of the bed and under the bed. Don't let her put stuff under your bed. All child toys that make noise sound creepy. That's kind of true. Very bad feng shui to point at the door. Looking up coffin position to have one's feet pointing out the door. Very bad. Oh, well. My bed is pointing towards the door. That's all I have to say. I might have to change it, but there's nowhere else to put a bed in that room. Anyway, you guys, I'm going to go. This was just an example of our Dragonfly. You can tell it's a little bit looser, not as put together. And I like it that way. I like it both ways. I like being very formal, and I like being very loose, and just talking to you guys. So I'm going to go. I am super hungry. Yes, I say that, and I've always said it. I'm super hungry. I'm super excited. I say that too. And guess what? I'm super in love with you guys. I love you guys. I really do. You guys make me so, I feel so grateful. You've helped me start that gratitude feeling again, because I was really depressed and I wasn't really grateful for anything. Like, people were like, at least you woke up today. And I'm like, yeah, I guess. But you guys have helped me bring the gratitude back into my heart. And so I am really grateful for you guys. And if nobody's told you this, I'm telling you this. I love you guys. And I'll see you next time. Bye, guys. Hi, guys. Welcome to Parawoman Radio. I'm Amy.
I don't think the rain can wash this away. This wound is too deep to heal now. But don't worry about me, I'll paint on my smile. This world is too shallow to drown me. There is the moon hanging low. I see that wonderful orange glow smiling at me straight through the rain. That old comfort I know keeps calling. Wish that the night would swallow this day, and the clouds wouldn't steal the moon from me. But the rain starts to fall, and the moon fades away. This wound is too deep to heal.